Hari Om. Let's start with the prayer. Om Samasta Jana Kalyani Niratam Karunamayam Namami Chinmayam Devam Sadgurum Brahma Vidvaram Vasudeva Sutam Devam Kamsachanura Mardhanam Devaki Paramanandam Krishnam Vande Jagadgurum Tvameva Mata Cha Pita Tvameva Tvameva Bandhusya Sakha Tvameva Tvameva Vidya Dravidam Tvameva Tvameva Sarvam Amadeva Deva Tvameva Sarvam Gurudeva Deva. Hari Om. We are doing the Vedanta Sangraha of Ramaraya Kavi. We are on the 4th chapter, and we have to stop because of a lot of rocketing noise downstairs. Now we resume again at some other time. So we started the first paragraph on Adhyaropa Vada. Adhyaropa means the superimposition, and Apavada means negation of its reality. So what is the superimposition and what is that? And that's what the whole chapter is dealing with. And in that it started with, I'm going to talk about the creation. Why creation? Because the creation itself is an adhyasa on Brahman. It's a superimposed of Brahman. So how do you say it's superimposed? Because Brahman means infiniteness. So infiniteness cannot have anything other than infiniteness. So any sajati, vijati, swagata, beda rahitam is infinite. And that means there is no distinctions of any kind, and that's what is infinity means. If there are any distinctions, any divisions in that, or any identifications or anything that can be identified as different, then obviously it cannot be infinite. So that's essentially definition of infinite by mathematically also. And therefore from Brahman no creation can come out also, because creation involves a modification. But at the same time we are seeing creation, therefore it is a adhyaropa. That means it's only apparent superimposition on the Brahman. So how do you say that? Because the scripture also, because logically it cannot be creation. Infinite cannot undergo modification. Creation involves a modification of changing from one state to the other state. And therefore it cannot undergo any change, transformation, and therefore it has to be an apparent transformation only, not real transformation. Therefore any apparent transformation is essentially adhyasa, a superimposed as though it is, but it's not really. And the scripture provides a beautiful 3 examples in the Chandogya Upanishad, and says the Uddalaka, the father, teaching his own son Svetaketu, says, have you learned knowing which you can know everything? Eka vijnanena sarva vijnanam bhavati. He says that's not possible, because if it's possible, my teacher would have taught it. So since my teacher didn't teach, therefore it's not possible. That's how he has. So it is possible under certain circumstances. Under what circumstances? He says if the cause is there, if I know the cause and the effects or modification of the cause, then knowing a modification, I know everything. Or knowing the cause, I know everything. That means all are only apparent modifications and not real modifications. So it is only the vivartam. Vivartam means only apparent transformations. And the scripture itself he gives 3 examples. So ekena lohamanina sarvam lohamayam vijnata vacharambanam vikaro namadheyam lohamicheva satyam yada saumya ekena mrutpindena sarvam unmayam vijnata vacharambanam vikaro namadheyam mrityikicheva satyam yada saumya ekena nakanikuntunena sarvam kashnaya samvijnata vacharambanam vikaro namadheyam the kashnaya samicheva satyameva. So it says, he gives 3 examples, starting with that just as the gold becoming into ornaments, and it is only vacharambanam vikaraha. That is the key. You know, vacharambanam means only in Hindi it's called namke vaste. Namkyavasa means only for namesake it is changing. So gold remains as a gold, but still a transformation into ring and a bangle and a necklace, varieties of ornaments. So there is a transformation, but really there is no transformation. So they all are adhyasa, that is superimposed as though on the gold. It's not that there is a gold there, on top of it there is a superimposed ring or a bangle. It's not that way. Gold itself appears as ring and a bangle. So therefore, this is a type of transformation where gold remaining as a gold, at the same time there is a different transformation, because ring is different from a bangle, is different from a necklace, is different from a bracelet. So each one has their own nama rupam. Nama is name and rupam are it attributes. The attributes of the ring are different from attributes of the bangle, attributes of the necklace, and so on. So attributive differences are there. Ring is different from a bangle, is different from a necklace, yet from the gold point they are same. So from the point of adhishtanam, adhishtanam is that in which they are superimposed, there is no difference of any kind, but from the point of adhyasa, superimposed things, there is, ring is different from bangle. It's not an imaginary superimposition, it is a thing that the transactionally real, vyavaharika satyam, but not paramarthika satyam. Absolute wise there is no difference, but relative wise there is only difference between name and a form. Every name has a form. So it's called nama rupatmakam jagat. Jagat is, the world is nothing but names and forms. So that's essentially what the scripture tells. Even from science point of view also, if you look at it from the point of even scientists, everything is nothing but simple electrons, protons and neutrons. So only every object is different from other object only by the assemblage, how they are packed. So it's only packaging, but in essence there is no difference between either it's a food or a garbage or delicious something. So all are only superficial packages, just as whether it's a gold, whether it's a diamond or a charcoal or a graphite, it's all nothing but carbon only, but packed differently, crystallographically and so on and so forth, and giving different properties because of the packaging. Same way, give different properties giving depending upon how things are assembled, but that's only the adhyasa part. The bottom part, a fundamental difference is not there across the board. So either from the science point or from the Shastra point, from the scriptural point, it's only the nama rupatmakam jagat. So the whole world is nothing but name and form. Nama involves the name and rupa involves a form. Rupa stands for the all sabda sparsa rupa rasa gandha, all five attributives or five sense that can be sensed by through the five senses. Those are shabda sparsa rupa rasa gandha. The akasha, vayu, agni, apaha, prithvi. These are the five gunas of the five elements, and that's how the jnanendriyas are also coming from that only. So this is what the whole world is adhyasa, and therefore he is now the Ramaraya Kavi talking about the adhyasa apavada, and for that he says I had to discuss about the creation. So tatra adhyaropa apavada nyayena bodhana prakaram darsayitum tavat brahmani jagataha so aropa darsaniyaha iti tadartham srushti sanshepana brumaha. So I am going to discuss the sanshep in a very brief way, the creation aspects. Why? Because the whole creation is nothing but a superimpose on Brahman. Because Brahman being infinite, there is nothing, cannot be anything other than Brahman. Because if there is something other than Brahman, then Brahman ceases to be infinite. So Brahman itself, meaning of Brahman is based on Bruhad Dhatu, which means it is the unconditionally big. So any bigness is an adjective, qualifies a noun. So when you say a big mountain, you have an imagination of what is normal mountain. With reference to that, you can define a big mountain. But when you say big mosquito, you have a different noun where you can imagine what is the normal size of mosquito. With reference to that, the bigness of the mosquito is defined. So the big adjective is also get qualified by the noun that it qualifies. And that's what essentially is all the adjectives that we are familiar. But if it is that which is unqualifiedly big, so big that there is no comparison for it, then the great sages have coined the word that is using the big itself as a noun form, and that's called Brahman. So it is infinite or infiniteness. That is the nature of Brahman, and they pointed out it is Satyam Jnanam Anantam Brahma. It is of the nature of Satchidanandam. It is pure existence, and that which is infinite and which is of the nature of consciousness. That is the nature of Brahman. So it is not something sunyam, as some Buddhist philosophers argue. It is completely infinite but a conscious entity, and that's what is Brahman is being defined. So here the creation is from Brahman, because there cannot be anything other than Brahman. If there is something other than Brahman, then that is only apparent superimposition on Brahman only, because being infinite, it cannot be separated from Brahman. It has to be in Brahman, and it cannot be in Brahman, on Brahman, but it only Brahman appears as though a creation. So it is the Adhyaropa, and that's how the Uddalaka starts teaching the son Svetaketu. Says, if I understand what is the cause, then all the effects are known. So if it is a material cause, so from that they came. Therefore, once I know the material cause, the products are nothing but a modification of that. So what is the material cause for the creation? Says, Sadeva Saumya Idamagram Asid Ekameva Advitiyam. Existence alone was there before creation. That Sat Eva, and that itself undergoes as though appearing into many. Tadaikshata means it saw. That means not pure existence, it can see, means it is of consciousness. So it is a Sat Chit Swarupam, and that wanted to become many, and therefore it itself became many. Tadaikshata Bahusyam Praja Eti. It itself wanted to become many, and it itself became many. So itself, the Brahman itself appearing as many. That's what essentially implication is. And the scripture uses an important word to show that it is Adhyasa. Why? Because it is Vacharambanam Vikaro Namadeyam. It is a transformationless transformation, or Namke Vaste transformation, or only apparent transformation. That is essentially what is being as Adhyasa. And he's going to say that Tadartham Srushtim Sanchepena Brumaha. For that sake, I am going to discuss the creation in a condensed way. So I am not going to go details, because this is a Vedanta Sangraha, a summary of Vedanta in a short form. So with that, we'll start the mantra 2. Tadahi Jivasya Vyavahara Dasha Paramartha Dasha cha iti avastha-dvayam. So tadahi. So therefore, and we are going to explain here. Says Jivasya Vyavahara Dasha. From the point of Jiva, the creation is going to be discussed, because from the point of Brahman, there is no creation even. So if from the point of pure Brahman, it is Sajati Vijati Swagata Veda Rahitam, and no words can reach. Na Vaggachati na Manaha, and Yato Vacho Nivartante Aprapya Manasasaha. No words can reach there, because it's being infinite, and infinite you cannot describe anything other than infinite. Infinite, even the word infinite mathematically means it's not finite. All we are doing is negating the opposite qualification, and that's how infinite is also defined. Same way, the Brahman is also defined sometimes using a negative. The Satyam Jnanam Anantam is Swarupa Lakshanam, and we'll go into detail later what does that means. But here, from the point of Jiva, Tatahi indeed, Jivasya, from the point of Jiva, Vyavahara Dasha, there are two types of states. One is transactional state and Paramartha Dasha and absolute state. So Jiva can be thought of two states of consciousness or experiences. One is Vyavahara, transactional reality, and another is Paramartha, that which is supreme, and that Dasha iti avastadvayam. Two states are being defined. Tatra Paramartha Dasayam Brahma Atiriktam Kimapi Nasti. So here it says Tatra, there in the Paramartha, this is Paramartha Dasha, in the absolute nature of Jiva also, Paramartha Dasaya, Brahma Atiriktam, only Brahman alone is there, and Kimapi Nasti, there is nothing other than Brahman. And nothing other than Brahman is only infinite. So Paramartha involves the highest reality, involves nothing but Brahman, and that is the absolute, and that is what needs to be known, and that's what has whole struggle for life is trying to become Brahman or trying to reach the state of Brahman, and that is the Dasha, that is the state of Jiva also, and that is nothing but Brahman only. So Jiva's Dasha, Paramartha Dasha, is nothing but being Brahman, otherwise being a Jiva. So Jiva can be just a Jiva, local Jiva, or become a Brahman, and those are the two states that are being described. Tatra Paramartha Dasayam Brahma Atiriktam Kimapi Nasti. There is nothing other than Brahman, because if there is something other than Brahman, then Brahman ceases to be Brahman. So there is no difference of any kind in Brahman also, because it is infinite. Infinite cannot have any internal differences also. That's called the Swagata Bedham, also Rahitam. And here he goes, Sushupti, Mruti, Mutsadinam, Atraiva, Antarbhavaha. So in that, when you go to the Brahman state, or if at all you go define that Dasha, that state of highest reality, and that is also similar to Sushupti in the deep sleep state, Mruti of the death state, or Mutsadinam, or when the mind itself is inactive, that is in the coma state, Atraiva Antarbhavaha. So similar state appears to be same when you have a Sushupti, when you have deep sleep state. So here he is putting in three categories where you experience as though same state as though when you are in the deep sleep state. So what happens in the deep sleep state? Deep sleep state, when I go from a waking to a dream, and from dream to a deep sleep state, what happens? I don't know. So there, absence of knowledge is there. I don't know what. I don't know any kind. I don't know anything. So anything involves a knower-known duality. In the waking state or in the dream state, I know a lot of things. That means I am a knower and this is a known. The dualistic is in the mind. So both subject, object, and that's how the Vedanta Sangraha also starts. There are two things. One is Druk, another is Drusyam. So Druk, Drusya, Vibheda is there in the waking state and in the dream state. When you go to deep sleep state, there is no Druk, Drusyam, because I don't see anything and I cannot see anything because I am not even there to see anything also. But at the same time, I say I slept very well. That means I was there, but I cannot see. That means my eyes are not working, or my senses are not working, and I cannot think also, but my mind is also not working. Therefore, all the five senses and the mind are folded as though in the subtle state, and that is the deep sleep state. And in that state, there is no space, there is no time, there is no five elements, and therefore it is one without a second. And that is why it is similar to that. That's why here the Ramaraya Kavi says it is the Tatra, the Sushupti, in the deep sleep state, it is Antarbhavam. You have a similar experience in that state, but at the same time, you have no knowledge of it. So in the deep sleep state, I don't know that I am in the deep sleep state also. I was there, and the experience of the absence of the duality, that means subject-object duality, that I have it. Because in the morning, when I get up, I say, I slept very well. So what did you do? You say, what did I do? I don't know anything. So I don't know anything, that means there is no knower known duality. Drishyam is not there. Therefore, it is a homogeneous absence of the seer seen. Therefore, I am completely ignorant of everything else, and that's why the Advaita Vedanta says a deep sleep state is akandakara ajnana vritti. It is a modification of the absence of subject-object knowledge, and therefore I don't know anything, and also I don't know myself also. In the deep sleep state, I am not conscious of myself, because to be conscious of myself, a mind is required. Even though I am there, I am not conscious of myself, but I am conscious of the absence of the subject-object duality, in the sense that I have the experience of it. That's what the mind records, the absence of everything, and absence of subject-object duality, absence of my own self, in the sense that the transactional self is absent, and also I have no suffering. So deeply, our pain I have, our problems I have, when I go to deep sleep state, that there is a homogeneous sleep, homogeneous the ananda there. So it says Nidra Vokkati. This is a Telugu song in terms of Annamacharis. It says whether it's a king or a pauper, once you are in the deep sleep state, the sleep is the same. So they are all the differences only at the transactional level, not at the absolute level. Also, I don't have concept of space and time also. Time is not there, space is also not there. So time and space are relative, because that's what the Einstein theory of relativity is. Space relation between, because movement in space gives you time, and change of space gives you a time also. So this is a interrelation between that. And I have no space, no time. It's a homogeneous absence of everything else, other than the absence of that itself is anandam, because I am enjoying it, because I slept very well and I did not have any suffering, because suffering comes from the duality. Iti yardo bhayam bhavati udaramantaram kurite atatasya bhayam bhavati. Even a speck of difference contributes to the suffering, and therefore it is Advaitam. And that's what mantra of 7 in the Mandukya Upanishads, Advaitam Chaturtham Manyante Sa Atma Sa Vigneyaha. So this is that state of mind, real state of mind is Nanta Pragyam, Na Bhai Pragyam, No Bhayata Pragyam, Na Prajnana Ghanam, Na Pragyam, Na Pragyam, and so Adrushtam Avyavaharam Agrahyam. So is that which is essentially Prapancho Pushamam Shantam, Shantam Shivam Advaitam Chaturtham Manyante. It's called fourth state, it's Manyante. It is called fourth, but it's not really fourth, and therefore, and that is Savigneyaha, that has to be known, recognized while you are in the waking state. That is when the mind is working. So here says Sushupti, Mruti. Mruti is where also the mind along with the five senses leaves the body, and therefore there is no more thinking in that direction at that time, because the mind is folded. Mukchadinam, even when there is a when one is unconscious also, there is no knowledge of anything, and that is also even that experience that I have in the deep sleep state. You say I slept very well, but in the murcha state you don't have even that experience. It says I had a good murcha. You cannot say, because it is a complete absence of anything. There is no experiencer even. It's subtler than that, and that's called murcha also. Murchadinam atra eva antarbhavaha. So that's what Paramartha Dasa is described. Now, Vyavahara Dashaya, in the transactional reality, Sarvam Asti. Sarvam Asti means everything is there. Everything means everything. That includes the whole world and all the Sajati, Vijata, Swagata Vedas, all transactional realities, everything that you can find in the waking state, and even in the dream state also, there is a dream world is created, and there you have given as though your senses and your functioning and the world, space, time, everything is there. Time also, which is different from the waker's time. There you can go too fast and cover the lot distances in no time. And that's because that's your dream, and you don't find it's odd. Only when you awaken, you see you are only in the Dunlap bed. Even though you traveled all over the world, you came back in the waking state, and from the waking state you are still in the same state, and therefore it's a different frame of reference completely. And that's essentially the waking and dream state. And here it says Vyavahara Dasayam. So Vyavahara Dasha is both in the waking state and dream state. These are transactions. Even in the dream state is also transactions, because you are running away from the tiger that is chasing you, and in the forest you are running, and all the obstructions and all that, all trees and vans, everything is there. All that is part of the creation. So all the 5 elements are there: Akasha, Vayu, Agni, Apa, Prithvi. And if you become sick in the dream, you have to go to a dream hospital, get dream medicines, and see the dream doctors. Everything is as though it is somewhat similar to the waking world. Only when you awaken, you think the dream was not real. Who says that? Not the dreamer. For a dream, the dream is not a dream while he is in the dream. He thinks that is real for him. Only when you are awakened to the waking state, look back at the dream world, then you say the dream world is not real. So Vyavahara Dasayam Sarvam Asti. Swapna Jagarayoho Atraiva Antarbhavaha. So Swapnam and Jagara, the dream state and the waking state are parts of this. The Vyavahara Satyam is a transactional reality. Here the Ramaraya Kavi is not differentiating between the Pratibhasika and Vyavaharika, because in the dream world also you are transacting, in the waking world also you are transacting. Only when you compare these two you have a problem, but as it is, in each state there is a world of plurality. So therefore, everything is there. Sarvam asti. Swapna jagarayoho atraiva antarbhavaha. Asyam dashayam jagat janmadi hetutvam brahmanaha tadasthalakshanam. Asyam dashayam. So these two states of both the waking state and the dream state, along with the dream creation and the waking world creation. So jagat janmadi. So creation, birth, and the world, janma, the hetutvam, the cause for that is nothing but Brahmanaha, Brahman only, because there cannot be anything other than Brahman. So everything is happening on Brahman, and as a adhishtanam, supporting. So Brahman is supporting my dream world, your dream world, everyone's dream world, and also waker's world. And there are billions of people. Everybody has their own world of their own. Everything is supported on the one which is homogeneous, infinite, Satyam, Jnanam, Anantam. And that is essentially the Brahmana. And so this is only an apparent modification of that, and it's called Tatastha Lakshanam. So this creation is that what is the Brahman? That from which the whole universe came, by which it is sustained, into which it goes back. So Jagat Janmadi, the creation of the Jagat world is on the Brahmane as a Tatastha Lakshanam. That's how the Brahman is defined as the basis on which the creation is occurring. And that's how the scripture here is referring to is called Tatastha Lakshanam, incidental qualification. Scripture says, Yado va yamane bhutani jayante, yena jatani jivanti, yat prayam tabisham vishanti, tad jignasasva, tat brahmeti. That's what is Brahman, and that's what is Tatastha Lakshanam. Sachidanandatve sati, mayashayatvam, swarupa lakshanam. So here we go back again, we discuss further. We are doing the second mantra of this chapter 4. I will come back and continue this. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vasishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om Sri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om.